If you've struggled year after year trying to improve your beats and your beat making career, you're not alone. Out of the millions of producers out there, there is only a small group who are able to continuously improve their beats and turn their dreams of making music full-time into a reality. So today we're gonna learn what it takes to keep improving your beat and your beat career in 2024 and beyond from several multi-platinum selling, Grammy-nominated producers who have to do this year after year. And I was surprised to find that they all shared this one single piece of advice that they thought could help any up-and-coming producer land their very first placement.
My name is Superlou. I'm a producer from Berlin, and I worked on records with like Lil Tecca, Worry, Kodak Black, Summer Walker, just to name a few.
I started by asking Lou what he's gonna do in 2024 to improve his production skills.
One of the best things you can do to improve is to listen to music. It's very easy to get out of touch and get out of the loop. I feel like as producers, we need to have a very good overlook over the culture. And I feel like this taste and like this cultural like oversight, like one of the most important skills you can do to level up, I feel.
This was also a big point made by our next producer.
My name is For the Night, producer and sound designer from Brampton, Canada. I've worked with a bunch of artists such as Summer Walker, Bad Bunny, SZA, Lil Uzi, Don Toliver, and the list just goes on. Listening to music is super important, bro. Like that's like one big thing. I'm talking about like all genres because you can learn from every single genre and take certain pieces from, R&B or like soul and then, put it into trap. Things that make it basically like stand out.
Learning how to produce in a new genre can be inspiring, and it can also be a way for you to connect with new producers, big and small.
The way that I kind of find new producers right now is like through YouTube tutorials. The other day I was looking for like Dom Corleo type samples because I wanted to understand how these like chord structures work. And I just hit up the producer who made all of these amazing samples. And now we just started working on stuff. And he has like, I don't know, like a couple hundred followers.
This is also something I do myself. And it brings us to our next point that was consistent with all of my interviews. If you want to level up your music career, you need to make content.
We all want to be that A-list producer. We all want to be, like the boy wonder, but it's a new day and age, and to get to that position, it's like we have to put things out into the world. I go by the 44th floor. I've been producing and engineering for 4 years now. I started off as an engineer with Tory Lanez, with Burna Boy, with Smoke Herb. It's music, content, sending out a message or sending out the emails, and then the people that you send the emails to, they're gonna look back on your IG and see that your page is legit, see that you take this, seriously. If you're some kid that's just starting out and you want to get there, it's like it's a new day and age, it's a new grind. And that means putting out the content.
Being visible and being consistent is very important. I think like Mike Hector tweeted once, like, send out your beats like your life depends on it. That's one of the biggest keys. It's just like, if you feel like your stuff is up to par, like on a certain level, just start sending it out to everyone, start posting about it, just be there, like comment under people's posts, like be visible. Like no one's just gonna randomly find your profile.
Right, at the end of the day, man, you gotta be doing something more, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like personally, I wanna make For the Night a brand instead of just a producer name. So, whether if it's, merch, more DJing, more, edits and just making For the Night a brand instead of a producer.
Get that music off your laptop, whether that's through content and posting it on your Instagram or whatever it is. I feel like a lot of producers get stuck in that first phase, which is like, I can make the best beats, but they never leave their bedroom. And at the end of the day, there's so many amazing producers out there making great music. If you don't show people, it's really hard to cut through the noise when so many other people are doing a good job at it,
Bro, hard work and talent, all this stuff, like, it's literally just not enough. You can make 100 samples a day. You can be the most talented producer, but bro, you still won't get to the place that you want to get if you don't have a good brand.
With AI on the horizon, the only way to protect yourself long-term is with a strong brand.
The threshold of being able to make good beats is like lowering down like every year. Then we have Splice, and then we have like AI-powered plugins. We have like so many more producers rising up, which is beautiful. That also means like everyone is able to make great beats, and you sort of have to become something more than just like an email.
Even if AI can make the best beats in the world, rappers will still pay for a beat from Benny X or Metro Boomin, etc. Why? Because having the producer's brand attached to their project is powerful.
And that's sort of why I pivoted to the German market, because I sort of felt like the change in the tides where it just wasn't enough to be great. So now that I have like a studio, like all of these people like have seen my face, we have like hung out after the session. It's much more long-lasting and sustainable relationship than just hoping that your beats to a complete stranger are what they really look for in that moment.
Lou just touched on a common thread that every producer I spoke to mentioned. They all shared this one piece of advice that they thought could help any up-and-coming producer land their first placement, and it's a studio.
I'm Jeremy Uribe. I'm a multi-platinum music producer from Orange County, California. Gotten the opportunity to work with guys like Eminem, Logic, YG, Big Sean. I had a studio in downtown, and I had it for about a year, and then I let it go. But when I had it there, bro, I was able to have people pull up constantly, have sessions just sporadically, just get work done. Like, I was in there, and I think that was a very, very important thing for me. You might not even have to play a single instrument. You could just show up, you can provide that information, provide that insight or suggestions, and build your way that way.
Sometimes physically being there can be the thing that gets you those placements and stuff, because it's really hard sometimes just sending loops and doing all the things kind of remotely. So do you have any advice in like maybe how they could go about actually meeting other producers and artists in person and actually start building and working that way?
That question is very good, because I was watching a Kenny Beats. He had mentioned that before he got a studio, he had no placements at all. He had no connections.
I think having your own studio as a producer is one of the most valuable things you can do, because it puts you in so many different power positions. If you can say to people, yeah, come work in my spot for free anytime. Are there going to be some months where you're like, oh, I really need some help with the rent? They've been here every day. This music's made no money. Yes. But when you start telling people, you can pull up with me whenever you want. Yeah, pull up with me. I'll engineer it. I'll do the beats. That's how I got every placement.
I can just hit up artists that I'm fans of and be like, yo, come to the studio. We're leaving the studio with like 1 or 2 songs. After a week, I have like, I don't know, 5 to 10 songs. And in a month, I make like 30 songs. And even if only 10% drop, that's like 3 placements I have every month coming out.
It's such an incentive for people to want to come work with you, because we forget that they have to pay out of their pocket to use those studios. So if you can provide an engineer, the beats, the space, and the mixing, like in one space, develop a lot of incentives for people to want to come work with you. Like, they're saving money, and then now you have an opportunity to hook them into like wanting to buy into you.
Buying into yourself means investing in new skill sets outside of just making beats. As a Grammy-nominated producer myself, I've actually gotten more connections through making plugins than I have through sending loops and beats. And with each new skill set that you learn, not only can you help yourself, but you can also help others.
In 2024, if you want to get like the foot in the door, it always helps to solve a problem for someone or help someone. Like, if you know how to do artwork, if you know how to engineer, offer them a good service or like a solution to a problem for free.
Someone had mentioned to me, like, why don't you just engineer to get in these rooms, you know? It'd be working with this artist, they might know that artist, and, you know, kind of that chain effect, right? Burton, the boy, had told me this. He said, if you could make the artist sound good, they're gonna want to keep you around.
You recently got into DJing and stuff. Is DJing on the side as well as producing kind of like a slept on little gem for a lot of producers that they might not have thought, like, hey, this could actually not only like help my brand, but it also could help me be a better producer?
Bro, your name is on flyers, like everything. Like Nancy Fold, for example, can literally just walk into a club that you're DJing, and it's like, oh shoot, who's DJing? This guy came for the night. Boom, now your name's said. And imagine that just happening like continuously or whatever. Like, your name is getting out there more.
Before I let you go, is there anything else that you'd like to share with all the up and coming producers out there?
If you just, you know, stay true to the music that you're making, just stay in that lane. It might take time, but if you have something that is, you know, 100% you and it hits your soul, stick to that, because it will take you places and it will actually like fulfill your soul.
Frank Dukes actually said the most important thing before, and I actually just thought of it now. Don't think too much. Just make music. Just don't think too much, man. Just do it, bro. And whatever is meant to happen, you know, God's timing is the best time. So yeah.
Like, I've been in like full-time music producer for like 5 years. And the beautiful thing is like witnessing almost all of the peers who were like really serious about it going up. Now, we started like with like 700 Instagram followers, and they have great placements now. I feel like a lot of people maybe never get to a point because they are like the DM requests of super producers. Like, I'd much rather be, you know, in the DMs of like someone who's actually going to respond, and then just work like network horizontally, and then just go like see all of my friend group sort of get to it like within like 1 or 2 years. So I would say be visible, comment on people profiles, and then just network with your peers, and then just do that for like 2, 3, 4 years. And I promise you, Like if you're in it for the long run, all of the people will go up and we will go up together.
Finding people who are like-minded for sure is a great step, because not only are they going to inspire you, they're going to push you, so that when you have these days where it's like, I'm not feeling creative or I'm not feeling inspired to pursue this, like, well, the guy next to me is, so like, I got to keep going, you know?
I'm my best friend Jacob. I'm here for Sauceware Audio. And this year, keep crushing it. Never give up. You got to stay consistent and persistent, and you'll win. And if today's video inspired you to make some new beats, but you're looking for some new sounds to spark your creativity, then I would really appreciate it if you checked out our new instrument. It's called Trifecta, and I'll leave a link to it below.